So around this time last year, I met a guy. Might have been in January, right? Met a couple dudes, and like always, I tell everybody about crypto because I know that crypto is a way for people to escape the grind. It doesn't matter how much money you make or what type of job you have or whatever. Eventually the grind is going to catch up to you, right? Eventually the money you're making is not going to be enough, or they're going to cut your pay, or they're going to lay you off. It's that simple. So anyway, I tell everybody about crypto, and so I told these two guys about crypto, specifically Bitcoin and 100. They didn't get in. They didn't buy Bitcoin. They were trading Forex, as I believe is what they told me at the time. And so, of course, I gave my background, on why Forex is not better than crypto, right? And that was kind of it. But one of the guys, I gave him, my phone number, and literally we hadn't, talked for like the whole year. You know what I'm saying? So I hit him up, just to see how he was doing, going through my contacts. And I'm like, yeah, man, what's going on? This and that, so on and so forth. He had moved. So I'm like, yeah, last time I saw you, Bitcoin was $25,000. And he was like, yeah, but it's going down now. I'm like, huh? Like he sent like a laughing emoji. Yeah, it's going down now. And I'm like, last time I saw you, Bitcoin was 25,000. Right? And so, that was just kind of a microcosm of, I think, why a lot of people misunderstand Bitcoin. Even people who are in Bitcoin, people who are in finances, like the people who you would think would be like all over Bitcoin, right? Like, it makes sense to them. They don't understand it. They misunderstand it. And so, in some people's eyes, Bitcoin is crashing right now. It's been crashing since 100,000 and all of that. And, all of the anti-crypto people are like, ha, ha, ha. I feel like I did this. Didn't I do this video before? Didn't I do this video? Yeah. When Bitcoin had hit like, 16,000 or, 20,000. I did this same video, talking about, again, here come these people laughing at crypto. I don't know if that was the Warren Buffett video or whatever it was, but, here we are again. And so, since I really, again, believe that crypto is the thing that can help the most people, I just want to take some time to, if I can, try to explain what Bitcoin is really all about and why people miss it. Bitcoin is not just an instrument for making money. That's not what it is. That might be why most people are in it right now, but that's not the true intention of Bitcoin, nor was it ever from, the beginning. The true intention of Bitcoin is to have a decentralized money, okay? a scalable, definable transfer of money, that you can have, right? So the only way to really try to break it down is just to explain some of the things that have been going on in the past few years, right? Okay, so most African countries, their currencies have fallen against the dollar. Like the Nigerian naira in the past 2 or 3 years has fallen like 50-60% against the dollar. And it's true for almost, every African country. So those people, right, they make money in the naira, they make money in the shilling, they go to work, they make that. So when your currency is being devalued 20, 30, 40, 50%, even if the stores don't go up on the products, the fact that you're making less money means those products just became that much more expensive. So for example, if a roll of tissue is $1, and your currency is devalued by 50%, right? Even if the store doesn't go up, even if that tissue is still $1 per roll, your currency is worth 50% less. That makes the tissue twice as expensive because you need, right, twice as much money to buy that tissue because your currency was just devalued by half, right? Right now there's a currency issue in Iran. 2 to 3, 4 years ago, the rial was 40,000 to $1. I think I could be off of my times. I'm not an expert on the Iranian economy, but at one time in the last few years, you were able to get, 40,000 rial to $1. Okay. In December, it was like 600,000 rial to $1. And right now, or at least last I checked, it was 892,000 rial to $1. This has just been the last few years, right? The same can be said about, Venezuela and, other places like that. Even, the British pound and things have fallen a bit versus the dollar, okay? Now, watch this. The only thing that the dollar has fallen to that you can actually use with you and take with you and live off of is Bitcoin. So in just the last year, the dollar has fallen, 200, 300% to Bitcoin. If this time last year Bitcoin was, like I said, around 25,000, even with it crashing to 80,000 right now, that's still a 3x. So that means the dollar has lost 3 times its value to Bitcoin. I find it interesting that even when the dollar decreases its value, which it has, since the beginning of the Fed, the dollar has lost 99% of its value, right? And even in the past, few years, the dollar has lost a lot of its value. How? When I look at a dollar, still a dollar, I see a dollar on the table and it's still a dollar. Yeah, but that's not true because everything around you has gotten more expensive. Right? Butter has gone up. Eggs have gone up. Bacon has gone up. Y'all know I always got to talk about bacon. Right? You know what I'm saying? Rent has gone up. Medicine has gone up. All of that has gone up. Right? But if you set $100 bill on the table, to you is still, oh, that's $100. That's $100 bill. Yes, but if, you know, medicine has gone up 20, 30%, rent has gone up 20, 30%, right? Cereal has gone up 20, 30%, and you know, this in the past couple years, right? Not Nigeria, not Iran, the United States. That means you can sit that $100 bill there, and the longer you sit it on the table, the less valuable it becomes. If you sit that $100 bill on the table long enough, eventually, like right now, what can that $100 buy you? You know, that $100 might be able to buy you, you know, like some eggs, some bacon, some cereal, some water, you know, hamburger buns, some cheese. I'm pushing it. You know, maybe some grapes or something like that. That's about it. If you leave that $100 bill on the table long enough, eventually that $100 bill is only going to be able to buy a hamburger at a restaurant. Okay? I can remember, you know, back when I was broke, I used to take my wife out to Chili's, right? And, you know, we used to get something that cost like $7. Okay? It was a chicken ranch sandwich. It was $7, and it included the fries, and the drink was whatever the drink was, right? And sometimes, you know, I was so broke, you know, like the sandwich was so big, we would split the sandwich. We would get one soda, and we would split the soda. You know, we'd just be, you know, when the waitress wasn't looking, we'd just take turns, right? The fries was enough. And so literally we could have a lunch date for $10. We used to do that a lot because, you know, we didn't have the money, but I still wanted to take, you know, my wife out, right? I don't know exactly what the price is now, but I'm pretty sure that same setup will probably cost, you know, probably $25, $30 now. Seriously, you know, at least 20. You know, one of my favorite restaurants that makes the best burger of all time, J. Alexander's, makes the best cheeseburger that I've ever had. And I've been all around the world, and nothing comes close, right? And J. Alexander's was always expensive. It was always expensive, but I used to be able to get that burger for like $12, $13, right? The last time I went to J. Alexander's, which was like 5 years ago, because I haven't been in the States, that thing was $21. Okay? If you leave that $100 bill on the table long enough, eventually that J. Alexander's cheeseburger is gonna be $100. Now that might be 20, 30 years from now, but I'm trying to get you to understand why Bitcoin is Bitcoin, right? Not only that, you know, if I wanted to take my entire net worth, right, or even just my entire liquidity to different countries, to move around, to whatever, right, it's very difficult to do that. Because they don't accept, I've been to London, okay? Went to London. They don't accept dollars in London. Where I am now, they don't accept dollars. When I went to Dubai, they didn't accept dollars, right? So at the airport, I remember this because I couldn't believe it. When I went to London, I had to change to pounds. At the airport, they charged me 10% to change from dollars to pounds. So that $100, not inflation, not anything like that. They charged me $10 just to change it to pounds. So my $100 in dollars, I didn't get $100 in pounds. I got $90 in pounds. And then coming back, you have to change it back. They charge you another 10%. So if I had just taken $100 and went back and forth to London 4 times and didn't buy anything, I wouldn't have any money. I'd have a few dollars left. That's the system that we currently have. We don't have a unified currency system, and there's a reason for that. The reason why we don't have a unified currency system is because every government uses currency to enrich themselves and to control their people. Let me give you an example. I don't think I have to explain to enrich themselves, or maybe I do. Okay, how do they enrich themselves? They print money. It's as simple as that. Most governments, including the U.S. government, they don't make enough money to pay their bills. It's not enough people paying taxes. They're reducing taxes. People don't like to pay taxes, so on and so forth, even though taxes are extremely necessary. But they don't make enough from taxes to pay for, infrastructure, government, all the different departments they have, military. They don't make enough to do that. So what do? They print money, and this is true for every country. So, and of course, if you're in control of the money supply, the people that run these governments are going to, use that button to enrich themselves. It doesn't matter what you think politically. I'm only going to speak in facts. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you represent. None of that. That's how they pay their bills. Period. Right? But they also use it to control their people. Okay, now this was a little bit different. What are you talking about, BSG? How does the government use money to control their people? Well, I'll make a very simple example. If people were rioting, right, in America, in London, and some of these places that I've been, right, and people were in the streets. If the government announced, right, hey, if you go home right now, I will give you X amount of dollars. One by one, people would go home. Whatever that number was. They could just keep increasing the number to make people go home. And the reason why they can do that is they can just print. I don't want to get into that in this video, all that, but I'm just telling you, that's why each one of these countries wants their own currency. Because they needed to enrich themselves and they needed to control their people. Now, the most oppressive regimes, right? Look at what they're doing. They're either limiting access to Bitcoin or they're downright cutting off access to Bitcoin. Here, Bitcoin was created to be, again, this decentralized money, this decentralized use of money, right? And in Argentina, I remember they shut the whole country off from MetaMask. The entire country, right? And now Iran recently stopped all crypto purchases. I don't know exactly how they did that. I don't know if they, like, you know, what the method that they used, but they stopped all crypto purchases. So nobody in their country can buy crypto. And the reason why they did that is because they're trying to save the real. They're trying to save their own currency, because if people abandon their currency, then they have no way to control them. And when you want to control people, when you're an oppressive regime, you're like, we can't have these people using this other system. We need them using our system. Right? Notice what I'm not talking about. Right? Notice what am I not talking? I'm not talking about what? The Bitcoin price. Because what does the Bitcoin price matter when some countries you go to the bank and you can't get your money? You actually have money in the bank. You've worked hard to make money. You go to the bank, they literally won't let you take out your money. Right? Or, again, the money in your bank is not valuable because your currency is being devalued. So if you leave it there, like, it's going to be dust, because, you know, the government can't control the devaluing of their currency. You see how that's different than, what, you know, Bitcoin's going to pump? That doesn't matter as much, right? If everybody in Iran or Argentina or whatever had access to cryptocurrency, I'm just going to say crypto, right? First Bitcoin, but definitely crypto, then they could move their money around freely. And the reason why Bitcoin is superior to stablecoins just act like the dollar. So they don't stop you versus inflation and stuff like that. But if you're in, again, a place where your currency is being devalued, even Tether makes more sense to you. Right? But Bitcoin beats Tether. We'll have to talk about that in another video or whatever. I don't think that's too hard of a concept to understand. You want to be in something that has a chance to increase, but still be, you know, movable and decentralized and so on and so forth, right? So here's why I don't worry, and I never have. You can go back to all my videos and you won't find it. First of all, I think I predicted this situation that we're in right now. I said when Trump got in office, or leading up to him getting in office, there would be this, you know, palpable excitement around crypto. And so people would be buying. I think I said, you know, because at the time Bitcoin was like 60-something thousand, I think. And I'm like, we could see Bitcoin at 80,000, 85. I didn't say 100. But I'm like, we could see Bitcoin at 80, 85. It goes further than that. But what I said was, after he gets in office, the honeymoon period is going to be over and Bitcoin is going to come back down. I said that in a previous video, right? But once you understand that governments just print money, nobody prints more money than the United States, that they don't make enough money to pay their bills, that they need to print money to control people. Once you understand that, then you should never worry about what's happening to Bitcoin. Because as more people really learn the true value of it, they're going to put more money into Bitcoin. they're going to protect their wealth with Bitcoin. Why do you think all the big wigs are, buying as much Bitcoin as they can? They love what's happening right now. They love that you're panic selling your crypto because they're just buying it up. Right? And, I would not be surprised if all these hacks that are happening and all that, they're at least sanctioned by somebody because, again, it's misdirection. They're leading you with, hey, ooh, look, bad crypto. Ooh, look, buyback, hack North Korea. Ooh, look, right? And at the same time, states are passing laws to make Bitcoin real. They're putting their pensions in Bitcoin, right? Banks are now coming into Bitcoin. That's what's really going on, man. Right? So, when you understand that, eventually, not because of charts, not because of influencers, not because of anything like that, eventually, more money is going to run into Bitcoin. And when you understand, again, how much money is out there, right? And again, they'll print more. It doesn't even matter how much is out there. The gold market is worth what? 12, 14 trillion? Just gold. Plus the money supply. And that's just the United States. China is printing money. Right? Iran is printing money. Hundreds of other companies are printing money. Is all of that going to flow into Bitcoin? No. But if just a little bit runs into Bitcoin, there's no way that Bitcoin doesn't hit six figures, probably $1 million. The only thing that's keeping it from that now are people who don't understand Bitcoin, people who are using leverage to just try to trade Bitcoin and, let me, try to make some money. The speculators are the only ones that are panicking right now because they don't truly understand. And I would say crypto is 90% probably of these speculators. That's all they care about, right? Real quick, just, to talk about a lot of the hacks and the things and the way crypto is. And, I saw a video last night by, CoffeeZilla, and he's just, grinning ear to ear because he hates crypto, obviously. But he said something that was true. He said, who would have thought that, having all these scams would push people away from crypto? Right? And that is true. We've seen hundreds and hundreds and thousands of scams. Right? Once the president of the United States launches his own meme coin, people, look to him, they're going to follow suit. Right? But at the same time, what's not being talked about enough, and people are going to hate on me for this, but what else is new, is you have to take personal accountability for the things that you buy. You have enough common sense. Some of these tokens were, $1 should not have been invested in them. Right? When there have been tokens, there have been racist tokens, races about black people, races about Jewish people, races about Polish people. There have been tokens that denigrate women, talk about, sexual parts and all, and some of this stuff has done well, even if it was just for a limited time. These folks did not force people to invest in this stuff. People naturally invested in that stuff. There was a racist token being, launched on Solana 10, 15 times a day. They still there. You can go look at them. They've all failed, but you can see the proof. right? So we can't blame regulation or lack of it and all that for that. You got to take personal accountability for that kind of stuff. And there's no way nobody with any type of brain could believe that our industry could advance like that. I can't talk about it all because it ain't that kind of channel. But I've never ever once been on Pump Fund. But just from some of the articles I've read and some of the videos that people have posted online, some of the stuff that was happening on Pump Fund was just crazy. People were, tying their kids up or maybe kidnapping another kid or something. I'm being dead serious. And saying, I won't release these kids until we get to a certain market cap. People were slapping 3-year-olds over and over, saying, we'll stop when this token gets to a certain market cap. People claim that they were kidnapped. There was a dude that put makeup on or whatever and made it look like somebody had punched him up real good. And, he turned on the camera. He was wrapped up in ropes. And he's talking about, hey, they kidnapped me. Please help. Please, buy this meme coin so they'll release me. And some people believe that because he was an influencer. And then literally a few hours later, he was pumping another token. The bruises were gone, everything else was gone. Right? That's not only the responsibility of the user, of the person, but even Pump Fund should have stopped that. There was no way we were going to lead with that. And I told you guys that Solana could not be the leader. I've been telling you that for the last year, and people will have the audacity to come on my channel and argue with me and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. A lot of those people invested in the coins that I'm talking about right now, and they've lost their money. Some of those people I bought into crypto. Right? And they, oh man, suddenly now I don't know what I'm talking about, whatever, right? And they invested in these other things promoted by these influencers, and every dollar that I helped them make, they lost, which is no different than other people that I helped make money years ago. But my point is, you got to take personal responsibility and accountability. You know what I mean? And so this was needed, unfortunately. So now, hopefully, going forward, as a community, we'll see, all right, nah, we're not going to go that way. Hopefully Solana now, the only hope for Solana is if they put their collective foots down and say, we're not doing this. We're not going in this direction. We're not going to do these racist tokens. We're not going to do these tokens that, are denigrate women and put women down. We're not going to do that. We'll see if that happens, but that's their only way they can survive. What I feel good about now is I'm seeing more and more people say, yo, man, I need Bitcoin. So we're going in the right direction. And from here on, I would think that the only thing that people are going to pay attention to is things with utility. Now, those of you who watch my channel, we don't have to talk about it. Y'all already know. Interesting how the stuff with utility and community is performing versus how all the hype stuff is, responding. I'll just put it like that. Right? But it's important for you to understand how things move, why they move the way they do, why, you know, you need to think about things differently. Right? And so when you understand that they're just going to print money, that's the only way they can survive. They don't have a business plan. They really should just do away with the IRS, honestly. They should just do away with it and come up with another system, right, where everybody paid, you know, a small amount, you know, and, you know, that would be enough to take care of the bills. You wouldn't need IRS agents coming after you and all that, you know, right? But that's what it's about, and that's why Bitcoin is necessary. So 80,000, 78,000, you know, whatever it is now, over time, it's just going to continue to go up because it's the only thing that you can freely move around, trade with no restrictions. These tariffs that, you know, everybody's talking about, that's part of the reason why crypto is down. These tariffs are only going to make Bitcoin more valuable. I don't understand why people don't get that. Right? If you put tariffs on a country to move money around, they're going to have to use something. The most acceptable use outside of the dollar is Bitcoin. Right? Why do you think North Korea, they hacked Ethereum because it was easier to hack, called a clue, right? But they then took that Ethereum, washed it, and turned it into Bitcoin. Everybody missed that part, right? So, you know, just wanted to add my 2 cents, you know, give you guys some perspective. I didn't even look at the Bitcoin price yesterday. I had no idea. And so, you know, when I looked at it today, I'm like, oh, wow, it's under 80,000. So, you know, now I'm going to be, hey, let me go find some money so I can buy that and, you know, buy more of the other things, right, that have utility because, man, that's the only stuff that's going to last. It's your boy BSG. I'm going to holler at y'all in the next video.